So my name is Maurice Eckerlens. You probably know me as AceeZ and currently living in Stuttgart.
My name is Lukas Korey. I am 22 years old and I'm currently living in a city no one knows. Let's say Erfurt. We're gonna use that. And yeah, I'm basically in the middle of Germany.
So I used to play a lot Call of Duty 4 and Call of Duty 2. And right there I used to ace a lot and it was pretty easy even in competitive. So I just combined it I combined it out of ace and easy. So it's AceeZ.
Yeah, well, I mean, I used to play Dota. I usually come from Dota. And I was called Paper before when I was like 14. And I thought Paper is quite a boring name. And I was a fan of like a pro player. Well, not really pro, it was more like semi-pro. But he was playing a lot and I followed him. And his name was Korey with a C. And I was looking for something with a K. And I thought, well, why not just yoink his name, put a K in there, and be Korey. And at that time, I was like 14, and I didn't know that Korey is an actual name, like even with K, that people use. So I thought it's cool. And then when I started to play Siege, people were like, wait, your name isn't Korey? And I was like, yeah, it's not. So yeah, that's how I got my name.
First started playing Siege because I needed an alternative to CSGO, which became quickly pretty stale. Because it's like literally always the same with like 2 or 3 corridors, flashing, smoking, molotovs, always like refacking each other. So Siege is a really good alternative to that because you have way more possibilities. So I started playing that back in the days with my brother and casual. Ran a lot of secure area.
For me, it was more all my friends that I played Dota with stopped playing Dota. And I was looking out for a new game for a while because I got bored of it. And I found Siege in the Steam store, but I didn't want to buy it. But a friend bought it for me. So I just started playing it, and it really catched my attention. And well, I couldn't stop since I started, so now here I am.
I got really quickly involved in professional Siege by having a competitive mindset, I would say. I always wanted to become better and better. So with my ranked buddies, I started playing the German National League. Back in the days, it was called SIECE Launch Series. I played that, got second place even on LAN. Then with the same people, we played Challenger League qualifiers, made it into Challenger League, and then I got picked up into a Pro League team, a German Pro League team. That's pretty much how I got into comp.
Yeah, I think for me it's similar, to be honest. I played with a friend, and he invited me to Pom Cups and GoForce back then. And I didn't really want to give it a try. I wasn't really interested in it, but because of him inviting me, I started playing it. Then he got picked up by a way better German team, which then qualified for the Challenger League. And then they lost a player and they couldn't really find someone that fits. So they asked me if I want to play with them. And I was like, okay, sure. I mean, don't really have anything to do anyway, so I might as well play. And it worked out pretty well. We then made it to Pro League. We were the first German team to qualify for the Pro League. And then I stopped again because of my studies. Back then I was still in school and I couldn't play full time because my mom wasn't really into it and wasn't really supporting it. But once my studies were over, they needed a player again and they gave me a spot. And from then till I retired, or took a break, I played in EU League.
So I would say Siege is in a pretty good state. Just questionable with the attacker repick. We will see how it will play out in professional play, like in the EU League, for example.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. I think Siege is in a pretty good state when it comes to the meta and the game overall. I even think attacker repick is very interesting and makes the game a lot more fun and a lot faster than it used to be, which is something that I like a lot. On the side note on how balanced it is, I can't say a lot about that yet because I need to see it more. I think it's very strong, but I don't know if it's necessarily broken. But yeah, overall, I think it's in a pretty good state. I think Wild is an org that's actually very invested into Siege, and not only in Siege, but also in their players. Like, I wasn't not really in talks with Wild, but I was in contact with a former player of Wild, with Shuai, and he was always telling me like how much the org is behind them, helps them, and works with them. And I was like, all right, it's quite weird. Like, from the outside perspective, I thought, okay, it's some small tier 3 org who picked up a team. But Shuai gave me more insight, and I was like, damn, it's actually a big deal. And later on, when like I got in contact with Wild, I realized that the people behind it are quite a big deal, and also very invested in their teams. Because usually when I worked with like big organizations, you had an esport manager taking care of everything, and you never really met anyone or got an experience with anyone. You were just like a player of one of their teams. And over here, it's like they're really invested into you, they're trying to support you, and they're trying to really accomplish a story, which is, I think, respectable.
I think the chances of Wild making it to E-League is pretty decent. There's like a big obstacle coming up with X-Empire, the X4 Russians having to redo Challenger League and coming to Pro League again. So they will probably make it, right? So then the other spot to us, hopefully. So the chances are pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, I think the same. I think we can be quite comfortable about it and quite, well, we get a lot of experience. And in my opinion, we also got very good players in the team. We just need to work on all the flaws we have and make it work, basically. But overall, I think out of like the competition and the other teams, obviously anything can happen. Always, it really depends on the system. If you look at it last year, for example, anything could happen. But I'm looking forward to it, and I think the chances are pretty good.
I would probably say BDS is the strongest team in Europe. Just the history shows that they are pretty good in Europe.
I think BDS and Heroic are the strongest. I think if Heroic manage to translate how well they do in scrims to how well they can do in an actual game, and I think they can surprise a lot of people. I actually highly respect the team and think they're doing very good. Besides that, obviously BDS. I mean, BDS is a no-brainer. It's a very strong team. They've always done well. They got a lot of super strong players, but they need to achieve more internationally, in my opinion. And besides that, I think it's hard to say. I think this EU League season is very interesting. G2 got a new super team, and all the other teams made a lot of interesting roster changes. So we have to see how they play out, to be honest, before we can really rate a lot.
I would say up-and-coming rookie to keep an eye out is for sure Mowgli. If he translate what he does in scrims to official matches with X-Fertility roster, then yeah, probably Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I think Mowgli can easily be the Rookie of the Year if he plays how he plays in scrims, and if he can translate his gameplay into the actual Pro League gameplay, then I think he's can be way more than Rookie of the Year. I think he can be one of the Players of the Year, but he needs to translate that, and Vitality needs to X-Vitality needs to put the support into him. Besides that, I think maybe Spoit could be an interesting pickup. Who knows how he will perform in competitive, but he's about to turn 18, so maybe some teams are going to give him a chance, and maybe he's going to do some crazy things. But besides that, I think there aren't many rookies who are given a chance, and I don't think there are many rookies who are good enough to be given a chance, who deserved it.
I probably would say NA is the strongest tier 1 scene right now. They won 6 Invitational, so I guess NA.
I mean, NA won, but besides TSM, all the other teams kind of didn't do too well. Sonics did good, but I don't know. I would still rate LATAM very high, because I think they have a lot of teams which all had the potential to reach a lot. If you're looking at FaZe, if you're looking at Furia, if you're looking at MIBR, who had an insane run as well. So I think, in my opinion, Brazil or LATAM is still one of the strongest regions. Yeah, besides not winning the 6th this year.
It was always like in between BDS, X-Empire roster, the ones now have to make it to E-League again, and G2. But since G2 has a new roster right now, and BDS still the old roster, so I would probably say still BDS who will win the E-League finals.
Yeah, I think I will agree with AceeZ. I think it's super hard to predict, especially this early. But I would have to bet money. I would bet my money on G2 or BDS probably winning it.
So I want to thank our fans for their continuous support, and of course a big thank to Wild for picking us up, because Wild is opening a ton of doors for us.
I would like to thank Wild for giving us this opportunity and for picking us up and trusting into us. And I hope we can have an interesting journey with Wild.